Hi, I'm Rob from roblovephoto.com, and today I'm going to be doing a quick book review to tell you about a book I got from the car boot last weekend, which is The World's Top Photographers and the Stories Behind Their Greatest Images Portraits. It's been put together by a guy called Fergus Greer, and it's published by Rotovision. When you're at car boot sales or thrift stores or charity shops and things like that, photo books are really good things to look out for, because often they're very expensive to buy new, even when you're on Amazon. And also I think buying stuff that probably you didn't plan to buy because you're going to buy it because it's cheap is a great way to look at maybe genres or styles of photography that you wouldn't even have thought of looking at if you were kind of forced to buy it or ask for it for Christmas presents and things like this. And when I picked up this book last week at the car boot sale, at first off I thought, because it kind of had it's a soft cover. It's quite thick, but you know, I thought, oh, it's a how-to book, and I'm not that big a fan of how-to photography books. You know, the digital photography book and how to take better photographs and things like that, because often in these books the photographs can be quite mediocre, and you kind of, if you want to learn about how to take great photographs, by all means look at how-to photo books to get some of the technique behind it and some of the inspiration as well. But you should never think that a lack of knowledge or a lack of technique means that you won't be able to take great photographs, because in order to take great photographs, all you need is the eye to see the scene in front of you, or the imagination to think about a scene or a composition that you're going to create, and then you go on from there. And then really it's just all about looking at lots of great photographs in magazines and books and on the internet, and taking lots and lots and lots of photographs. There's two things that I kind of really believe in terms of what it takes to create great photography, and one is photographer's luck. And photographer's luck means that if you want to have photographer's luck, you take lots and lots of photos. If you take lots and lots of photos, chances are some of them will be good, and as you take more and more photographs, you'll get better, because the other two things you do is you look at lots of photographs, lots of great photographs, but also there's also something that I read recently, or heard about recently, called the happy mistake. And the idea with that is, if you're trying new things or different composition, different styles, different genres, or different equipment, things like that, you know, the happy mistake is the thing that happened that you didn't plan for, that suddenly turns into a great image. And it could be, you know, somebody walks into the frame, you fire the camera off when you didn't meant to, you maybe you've got the wrong white balance on your camera when you're shooting flash, all these different things. But anyway, so I was a little bit skeptical when I picked it up. It's got I flicked through it and I saw, you know, oh, there's some famous people in here in terms of the portraits. You know, we've got Natalie Wood, Robin Williams, who else have we got that was sort of immediately jumped to mind? Damien Hirst, Christina Aguilera, Daryl Hannah, and also the names of the photographers are jumping out to me as well. People like Litchfield, Yusuf Karsh, who else have we got? Cheryl Nield, Martin Parr. All these people. I thought, wait a minute. Then I had to start to have a really good look at the book. Now, at this point, I thought, I'm probably interested in buying this book. So I said to the lady running the store, you know, how much is it? I think she said 50p. So I'm like, right, okay. Into my pocket. There's your 50p. Thank you very much. Take it home and take a look at it. And I have to say, I'm very, very impressed. And what it basically is lots of photographers. Let's take one for example. Say Tony Duran. So here we have Tony Duran, and what you get is you get a story about, maybe by him or about him, and then you get, you know, one of his iconic photographs, and he tells you a little bit about the backstory, how he took it. Now, we're not talking about going into technicalities too much, like, oh yeah, I took it f8 at a 60th of a second with an Elechrome super bounce and stuff like that. More into the story behind it. For example, this is a great story here about this picture of Jennifer Lopez, and he says they're at a photo shoot, and she noticed the fact that he was looking around at the house, and she said, "Oh, are you thinking about buying a new house?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about my new house." He said, "Well, let's see if we can do something about that." So she actually posed for him like this, which apparently is quite a rare pose for Jennifer. She doesn't always do this, because she wanted him to have the photograph so he could sell it, make loads of money, and buy a new house. And there's all sorts of stuff like that, you know, maybe about how they created rapport with their subjects, and the quality of the book is really fantastic. It's a bit odd that it's a softback, because the quality is this such beautiful photo paper, you know, and you can see that they really are very, very nice indeed. And there's lots of photographers and photos in here that I recognise, but there's lots that I don't, and it kind of gives you another avenue to explore, for looking for great work that kind of appeals and works that way. So, you know, if you see this book on Amazon going cheap, if you see it at your local charity shop or thrift store, you know, look for the cover, look for the world's top photographers and the stories behind their greatest images, portraits. As I say, it's put together by a guy called Fergus Greer, and it's published by Rotovision, and it really is a very nice book indeed. Very impressed. A really good car boot bargain. Well, my name's Rob from robandphoto.com. What I'll do is I'll put a few close-ups in the video just in a second, so you can kind of have a look. And if you've got any questions, remember you can always email me at scalespeeder@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. So, as promised, here's some close-up photos, some close-up images, a closer look, if you like, of the world's top photographers, their portraits, and the stories behind their greatest images by Fergus Greer. I couldn't think of it when I was doing the video earlier, but obviously that's Jodie Foster on the cover. And as you can see, it's a soft cover. But as we go in, you kind of have the photographer, in this case Michael Burt, and then you have some of his images, and then we have the stories behind some of these images as well. Nice one of Harrison Ford, pops up a few times. What else have we got that's interesting? E.J. Camp, he was the guy who took that cover photo of Jodie Foster. There's Samuel L. Jackson, William Claxton with John Cassavetes. Pick up some famous ones there we'll know. Terence Donovan with there's Julie Christie, Margaret Thatcher, Tony Duran, who I talked about in the video earlier, Larry Fink, Patrick Fraser, and again in some of these photos you'll recognise some of these images, you'll recognise the photos, but you might not necessarily know the name of the photographer, and it's really good to sort of come up with a guy called Greg Gorman. Derek Guillemot, some great glamour photos there. Absolutely smashing. Fantastic. That is fantastic of Daryl Hannah. And again, you know, it's all about inspiration. It's all about looking at these great photographs and thinking, gosh, I really would like to create something like this. How could I go about doing it? And reading about the interaction that these photographers have with their subjects and how they go about producing these great photographs. So there we go. The world's top photographers and the stories behind their greatest images, portraits by Fergus Greer, published by Rotovision. Definitely pick it up if you see one going cheap. It is a great little softcover photo book. My name's Rob from robandphoto.com. Thanks for watching.